fearful for my motherfucking life. I'm fearful that this company, this $1 billion worldwide, is going to come after me. Something might happen to me in 2 years, maybe in a couple years. Maybe something happened. Maybe my truck fall. Maybe I wrecked my truck. Maybe something happened. Maybe Diego overdose. I don't know, but I would not put anything past the level of evil.
So right out of the gate, let's listen to Josh Fabia trying to trick Hunter Campbell from the UFC into believing that the reason he was requesting Diego's medical records was not because he was setting up to sue the UFC and then steal the settlement from Diego. Let's listen to this guy. You're talking about one of the dumbest people on earth talking to one of the smartest people on earth. Ready? Listen to this.
All the treatments that he's had over 17 years of injuries in his hands, his face, and all over his body that I'm referring to, that if he needs medical attention after his career, how is he supposed to move on without medical records? As that's what I'm concerned about. That's all it is that if he has to go see another doctor about his hip or his back or any of these things, how is that doctor, why would we have to pay for new imaging, new everything when it should be on file? Well, I don't understand what the problem is.
If he's having a new issue related to something, he's going to have to get new imaging anyway.
So what wouldn't the old imaging matter to understand how to treat him? I mean, I don't understand. Why wouldn't an athlete need his medical images of his injuries that he's acquired over years? Like,
why would the president of the UFC not be able to figure out that when the little charlatan that everybody sniffed out, who is a scam artist professionally that they've known was coming, when he requests all the medical records for Diego, you really think that you're going to fool Hunter Campbell into thinking that you're just worried about Diego's future after? He knows that you know that the gravy train is about to run out because Diego's career is about to end. And he's like, well, how can I milk a little more honey out of this bee, before I throw him in the trash? I know I could get it from the UFC.
Asking about that.
There's nothing. It doesn't go through us.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying I didn't call, by the way, to formally ask for that.
Here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to send an email to you guys. I'm going to express my concerns.
Okay.
I need a confirmation in writing that he's physically able to compete. He's not suffered any ill effects of being an MMA fighter. He doesn't feel like he has any brain issues or cognitive issues. I got to go through the whole battery that I go through with everybody that sort of makes a claim that at least they're telling me that you made in this situation. And if he's not comfortable doing that, then we pull the fight and we move on. It's very simple.
Yeah, I already called Taylor today, and we're already having her schedule all of the medicals to be done starting on the 12th when we return to Albuquerque, sir. So we're like trying to comply. I'm in the middle of travel. I'm trying to have help from your side since the requirements are coming now to be done in 3 weeks, and we still have 2 other pieces of travel in our camp. And this is all I'm saying is we could have complied to this very easily 10 weeks ago. That's all I'm saying, sir. And okay.
But we're talking different issues now.
Okay, well, whatever issues you got, we'll do whatever you need, man. There is no issues on our side. I asked for the same medical things. If he had a bloody nose, why?
He sees you coming 100 miles away, dumbass. Hey, sure. I'm sure that's exactly what you were doing, dude. As we now know, that's exactly not what you were doing, and this is why Diego got his retirement fight pulled. Josh Fabia cost him his retirement fight. Have any of you guys ever been to a UFC fight? Have you ever been in there and felt the energy when someone comes out? Have you ever felt it? Okay? If anyone in the entire organization's history deserved a farewell fight, boom, boom, Diego, it's Diego. And that little charlatan prick, sponge-squeezing cocksucker cost him that with this scam right here that he didn't even successfully pull off. So as we saw last week in the first video about Fabia, and by the way, if you haven't seen that, you should definitely go back and watch it. When you've seen a guy extort someone for $100,000,
you're gonna write a check to me and School of Self for $100,000.
You watch them willingly write him a $100,000 check when he is justifying the cost as I cooked you lots of meals and I reminded you when to pick your daughter up from school.
It's countless. How many meals I cook for you? How many times? I gotta make sure you're taking your daughter to school on time. Doing this, doing that.
Yeah, that's why you owe me 100 grand, dude. He also said, I did all the work.
You told me all of this money is mine as I did all the work.
Diego got paid for fighting in the UFC. And Josh Fabia said that he did all the work and that's why he's owed this money. So anyway, obviously everything that comes out of that guy's mouth is complete nonsense. But what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to shed some light on why Diego behaved the way that he did back then. And I'm going to show you the evidence that I have now for things like why Diego thought the UFC was trying to have him killed. Now, if you think this is just like some random conversation that Joshua Fabia had with him, it wasn't, okay? This was like a well-structured, complete scam that he did through multiple steps to convince Diego that this was legit. I've got more abuse videos. I've got police reports of an felony assault that Joshua filed against someone who whipped his ass in a bar, which I'm sure you're gonna love that story. Since I actually have Diego on video telling the story about Josh Fabia claiming that he could do this thing or that thing, someone who's like, all right, let's see it. And he tried it, it failed, so the guy reversed it because Josh said he could whatever, and then Josh filed a felony assault charge against the guy. I have all the paperwork. I have Diego's testimony. I have a bunch of other stuff, letters that Diego wrote. I've got, oh my God, I mean, like, I have so much stuff. Here's the thing. Guess where I got all of it from? Guess where I got this treasure trove of evidence? This is the funniest thing ever. So someone sent this to me, right? Like, I got this folder full of stuff that was presented to me as like, hey man, I've got a lot of stuff on this story. I'm like, okay, cool. So I start looking through it. And when I really start looking through it, I realize I'm like, what are the names of all these files? Like, what is going on here? And as I look, I realize this is all stuff that has clearly been compiled to smear Diego. Okay. So I don't know if the person who sent it to me is a Fabia person or if this person got a hold of it through a Fabia person, but 100%, the folder that I got was intended to smear Diego. And as usual, this stupid miniature fucking idiot in his compilation of dirt on Diego did nothing but further cement the fact that he is a con artist, sociopathic narcissist that has the brain power of an 11-year-old. You're not slick, dude. Everything you do makes you look worse, as you will find out the hard way right now. Wait until when I start showing you some of these files, like as an example, Diego rolls in. I'm sorry. Diego kicks a female during class. Wait till you see that one. Sorry, let me rephrase. It's Diego Sanchez holding a seminar and kicking a girl. Watch this devastating evidence against Diego. Kicking a girl is the name of this file.
Oh, watch out for your teammate.
Are you fucking serious, dude? That was sent over saying Diego Sanchez kicking a girl, dude. Diego Sanchez kicking a girl. What kind of idiot would think this makes Diego look bad? This kid is the dumbest motherfucker ever born. You stupid little sociopathic weasel, dude. You are a psycho, but a dumbass one. I'm gonna fucking destroy you in this video. But nonetheless, if you have someone in your clutches, right? You have someone looking at you and they'll believe anything that you say. Well, I think what you tell that person is going to be the best demonstration of your character that you could possibly imagine, right? If you have someone looking at you and they're like, tell me what the world is, I could either tell them what the world is and give them good advice, or I could literally squeeze them dry like they were a sponge, like Fabia does, right? All he does is take, dude. He is a terrible person, and I'm going to show you much, much more Fabia stuff in this video, but that is what you can expect here. Now, before we get started, I want to let you know that Gabrielle and my show is launching today. It literally, our first videos just went live a couple of minutes ago. I actually scheduled it to go live right before this one. So go follow it. The link is in the description. Here's a quick preview, and then we're going to get into the Fabia stuff. This show is fire. We've already done 13 and a half hours of content. So there's no need to worry about whether or not like this is going to be consistent because we already front loaded it and pre-shot it and all that. So enjoy. Check out the preview and then we're going to get into some Fabia. She does not look like a girl
from like New England.
This is not a girl that looks like she wants to get in all three holes. You know what I mean? Like
maybe we don't know what those girls look like.
Well, I know what one of them looks like. I've seen your porn history.
Disregard.
Every dude should, at some point, be able to see their lady's porn search history without them realizing
Assuming that every girl
that you
does
were
that.
able to
Oh, hey,
see.
children.
Oh, hi, daughter.
Act natural.
So check that out. Those are going to be full podcast episodes with the clips in the channel link below. Give it a look. All right. So now where do I want to start with this? I honestly don't even know, but I do want to show you this. All right. So you guys saw in the video that we did last week how Fabia was constantly like, hey, Diego, write your mom a letter. Hey, dude, write a letter. So I just want to show you like what these letters look like. Okay. So here's a letter that Diego apparently wrote Joshua under duress, I'm sure. So Diego back then wrote this, Joshua, I cannot find the words to express my foolishness, regret, and disgust for how I have betrayed and disgraced you. God, dude, this guy had him so turned around. But above all, I want you to know that I love and respect and adore you. Thank you for not letting me die. I will sacred and long into the light. I actually can't read that. I will sacred and long into the light as I develop the truth of the darkness, as I get scared of the dark again. My life is yours, Diego Sanchez. Okay, so just so we're in having a clear conversation about what was going on back then. Like Fabia had Diego in a place where he could get him to write a letter like that. I express my foolishness, regret, and disgust. Like Fabia wanted him to write that. Like Fabia got this and he's all, I'm going to keep this for my records. I'm just going to, thanks, Diego. This handwritten note. Like how does this exist in digital form, right? Like how does this exist in digital form? Because he kept it and then put it in digital form. Like that's like that's like an apology note, a totally crazy one that he obviously induced Diego into doing, but he kept it. It's like, dude, like what are you doing? Every single thing he was doing with Diego was either taking something from him or creating evidence. Okay, and speaking of that, I just did all the pre-work setting up the DMs that he used to get Diego to believe the UFC was out to kill him. So I just got done reading all of them for the first time. Oh my God, I'm crying. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's like, dude, I've never had such mixed emotions about a thing in my entire life because it's so manipulative and it's so evil. And he, at the same time, is so stupid, dude. He is so stupid. Like literally, are there any smart people that are that small? Is it really just that his brain is the size of a mouse? Because when you see this, you are literally going to die. It is the most obvious scam of all time. Okay, Jesse, what are you talking about? Okay, so like we talked about, Diego really believed that he was having, there were people out to get him, right? Like there were people out to get him at the UFC. What is he basing that on? He's basing that on a bunch of DMs that Josh Fabia showed him, that Josh Fabia received from people. And keep in mind, this is all part of the same file I got, and these are titled death threats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what these are all titled. And you'll notice that all of these are anonymous. Now, I ordered these in a specific order on purpose. The least funny at the beginning, they are ascending funnier and funnier and funnier and funnier, and there's 11 of them. All right, so this first one, you're just kind of getting warmed up. It's like, I found proof the UFC's trying to get you. Sounds legit, sounds legit. What else we got? Joshua, I doubt you can read this. Dana made multiple phone calls to me trying to hire me to go after you and Diego. I turned it down, and I have proof. I'm from Boston. Contact me if you see this. God bless. All right. Who is this? Oh, cool. Like you can't see anything about them. Weird. Somehow there's only one account where you can see who they actually are. So I'm going to guess that's Josh's actual burner account, but we'll get to that. What's the next one? Hey, Josh, just wanted to let you know that I was approached by Mr. White attempting to purchase my services. For legal reasons, I can't specifically tell you what these services entail, but I'm sure you are aware. Given the character of Mr. White and the language he used, I declined the very lucrative offer. Thought I'd give you a heads up on the offers being made against you. Good luck. So he's getting 11 messages from people. Hey, Dana's just out trying to get you guys killed, man. Okay. So we'll just keep going, right? So these are the messages that he's showing to Diego. I'm getting death threats from the UFC, man. This is legit. Diego's all, oh man.
Life. I feel for that this company, this $1 billion worldwide, is gonna come after me.
Jeez, this multi-billion-dollar company wants to have me killed. Check. Now, this is where it starts getting good, dude. Hey, man, I work for the UFC marketing team, and they're THEIR, looking to blacklist Diego from participating in MMA. They'll do anything to achieve this, including killing both of you. A UFC marketing team member is like, hey, we're going to blacklist Diego. And by the way, they're going to make sure that Diego is blacklisted. They will do anything all the way up to killing both of you. You're like, well, geez, that escalated quickly. So they want to blacklist him from participating in MMA, and they're willing to kill you for that. Wait, hang on. Why would they kill Diego to get him to not? Why wouldn't they just like not let him participate? What? Well, they have him under contract. Like, why would they just like not get him participate? Well, I don't know, man, but I can tell you right now, they're going to have him killed. That's definitely going to happen. Only a person that is so small that you could accidentally step on them and think it was a thumbtack when they bit the bottom of your foot would think that this is legit, or that anyone would believe this except for Diego, which is what makes it so evil. This is where it gets even. Listen to this, dude. These just keep getting better. Hey, what's up, Josh? I just wanted to tell you that I got contacted from the UFC to take you guys out, I just had way too much respect for you and Diego, and I know the whole time you had Diego's best interest at heart, and I wish I had a friend and a mentor like you. You truly are a great human being, and I hope to cross paths with you in the future and maybe get some work in with you. Yeah, fucking right, dude. Oh my God. He's like, hey man, I just want to let you know, like, they're trying to have you guys killed. Also, I really like the look of your jib, Josh Fabia. You look like you are most likely the second coming of some kind of messiah. And if Diego can't see that, then that's probably his loss. He should probably cut you a check for $100,000. You fucking idiot. Next up, this is hilarious. More UFC employees just totally down to expose the UFC's plot to kill Diego and Josh. I work with the UFC with events in cities in my region. Jesus, this guy is so retarded. You can't even make yourself so everyone who writes to you is an illiterate idiot, or you think maybe there's one illiterate idiot that's writing all of these. I work with the UFC with events in cities in my region. Word around the workplace, because everybody knows, is that Dana has hired some goons looking for you. I'd be careful if I were you. Don't care if you blur my name out or not. I'm tired of working for this shit-ass company. Dana is a fraud, and you know that. Dude, please be careful. I'm really scared for you. This has a photo of half of a 12-year-old's face, dude. I work with the UFC and events in cities in my region. So what, does UFC hire illiterate 11-year-olds? You fucking idiot. Jesus. And we got plenty more, guys. So we got the events guy, we've got a marketing team guy, now we've just got a fighter. Hey man, just want to let you guys know. So one of my teammates who fights for the UFC was asked if any one of our members would be eager to hunt you and Diego down. I just don't understand why. You guys left and are minding your own business. Diego, can you believe this? Look at this. Now you even got fighters telling you what's up. It's like, well, he's got one little Cracker Jack box-sized human telling him all of this with a bunch of rando accounts. He used, at least in this one, he used like a believable picture, you know. Next up, hey, please be careful. Dana is hooked up with some really nasty people. Please go somewhere safe in case things get out of hand and they find you. I've worried this was going to happen for years. Of course you have, dude. That's what I spend my time doing, is worrying about Dana White killing Diego Sanchez and Josh Fabia. Said no one ever. Josh, you are the biggest moron on earth. Literally, you are the stupidest dude on planet Earth. You're the dumbest motherfucker ever. You are so dumb. This is so embarrassing, dude. Next one. Oh, here we go. This is a really important one. I think everybody needs to take this one really, 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 really seriously. Hey, Joshua. a very close friend of mine whom I trust with my soul had told me a couple of days ago that someone very higher up in the UFC had approached him for some services they needed to execute against you and Diego Sanchez. When I asked what those services When I asked what were those services, he declined to answer due to legal reasons. But I said it was very serious service. I believe it was what you said about Dana White and UFC trying to take you two out. I have huge respect to you for standing against corporate mafia like the UFC. Stay safe. We need people like you. So, someone higher up in the UFC, some services they need to execute against you and Diego. When I asked what those services were, declined to answer due to legal reasons. Oh, God, where does that sounds kind of familiar. Was that like, was that this one? Something about legal reasons. Specifically tell you what these services entail, but I'm sure you are. For legal reasons, I can't specifically tell you what these services entail. You forgot about it. You forgot that you wrote that in the other one, idiot. Okay, this one's good. Good morning, sir. I am writing to inform you. I was offered a specified amount of specified currency to carry out a specified job for a specified group of individuals. I specifically rejected the specified job, mainly because of the respect I have specifically for Mr. Sanchez and his association with you. I must warn you, though, it is not safe. You and Mr. Sanchez must find protection and use it. All right, Josh, this all seems super above board, dude. I'm sure that anyone that has 11 brain cells to rub together wouldn't have been able to fucking figure this out. If you didn't have the one guy who just exclusively trusted everything that you said, I'm pretty sure anyone would have sniffed you out. Moron, you fucking idiot. Okay, so this is Josh's actual burner, and the way that you know that, okay, the reason that we know that is because this guy has 609 followers, and this is the screenshot. Now, I don't want to betray my sources and methods, but where I got these may or may not have been from someone that Josh sent these to as evidence that the UFC was actually trying to have them killed. He's so fucking stupid. He sent these out thinking that any other person would believe that these are real. And so he sends all of the other ones, right? All the other ones look like this. Oh, weird. Oh, or like this. Or like this. And then there's just this one where you can actually see that the guy has followers. I wonder how many followers those other ones have. Zero. Because he created him that day. 0. Fucking idiot, dude. I've been trying my best to contact Joshua. The UFC has tried to pay me a substantial amount of money to silence him. I just want to know that our industry is backing him 100%. The UFC are known in my circle for their evil doings. So that's either Josh's burner, or Josh had access to this person's Instagram, and he sent this to Diego, and then he went back into that guy's thing and deleted it. Okay? See how easy it is to figure you out, Josh, if someone has a brain? Like, you think you're getting over on anyone with this? So one of them, you have the actual guy, and then like their followers. It's the only one that has any followers. God, dude, he's such a moron. No one with a brain is going, and I'm not trying to insult Diego. I'm just saying, like, this dude is so stupid. He is such an idiot, dude. All right, next up is a file that is named, let me get this exactly right. Mike Perry tells a story about Diego Sanchez sticking his finger in another man's butt. That is the title of this file. Let's listen to Mike Perry's devastating story against Diego Sanchez. This makes Diego look so bad. Idiot. Listen to this.
So we was in the gym the other day, and this dude was going pretty hard with Michelle Waterson. Not that she can't handle herself. And she should have fucking sidekicked him in the face. But when their round was over, I said, hey, Diego Sanchez, this dude's being a fucking asshole sparring partner, bro. Oh, Diego said, oh yeah? Okay. Bust this dude's eye real quick, right away. Dude throws a jumping sidekick at Diego's face. Diego takes him down, humps his back, tries to grab his neck, arm bars the shit out of him. Dude gets up, he's talking shit. Diego, I respect you, bro, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. He's talking to Frank, talking to me. Yo, you know, I don't know, I was just trying to learn. dude sticking his fingers in my butt. Moral of the story. Just because you think you bigger, better, and stronger than somebody, remember that there's more people on the mats that might be bigger, better, and stronger than you, and they might stick their fingers in your butt.
Oh, man, that makes Diego look terrible. Terrible. I wonder who in this story is most likely to be thinking about other guys' butts. It's probably Diego versus the little miniature, which of these guys is not like the other? Which of these guys made people strip naked so that they can get videotaped? Is it potentially the little guy, Josh? Josh, you ever talked anyone into getting naked so you can film them? Anybody? Anything come to mind in that department? You ever talked anyone into getting naked so you can film them? You know, I don't think Diego, since he's in the video. So one of these guys is not like the other. One of them likes to sexually fantasize about dudes. Josh Fabia. All right, so now let's listen to Diego Sanchez tell you guys a story about a fight that Joshua Fabia got in at a bar between him and Cowboy's boy, who's a former MMA fighter. I'm going to show you the police were, and it led to Josh Fabia pressing felony charges against him. Okay, so Josh Fabia put him into a move that he said was like a death touch move, and the dude tried to fight his way out of it, or did fight his way out of it. Fabia hurt his leg, and then he pressed felony charges against him. This is the same guy who said that he's going to have Diego killed because he's a rat, okay? Diego's a rat because he took a screenshot and saved it to sent it to people. Hey, rat boy, you're about to get got, rat boy. Well, he pressed felony charges on a guy for something that he voluntarily partook in. Who's a rat now, sucker?
Dana White came through. Dana White hooked me up with the fight. And that night, we were like, all right, let's go have a beer. Let's celebrate getting this fight. And one of these fighters, ex-pro fighter, Jimmy Rayborn, and another friend of mine.
This is Cowboy's boy, right?
That's Cowboy's story. Yeah. Because the story got out. But so they were at the same restaurant, and they were my friends, high school friends / MMA friends that kind of had been excluded from my circle. But you know, I'm Diego Sanchez. I love my people. And so these were some good friends. And I told them, come on over, sit at the table. Let's talk, hang out with us.
Okay, I'm just stopping real quick to point out in the middle of this. This is outside the interview, and just point out that these are Diego's friends that Fabia had specifically pushed out of his life. So go into the rest of this story thinking about that, knowing that they are looking at Fabia as like the source of, oh, we're not allowed to hang out with Diego anymore? Like this little fucker? Like we're not allowed to hang out with Diego anymore? Okay. Well, let's just go into this next interaction knowing that he's a little charlatan piece of shit.
And we were talking about the Michael Chiesa ordeal with the commission and everything. And I was like, well, just fucking show him the move. Like, I can't explain to you the move. Show him the move.
You're talking about the death move that he warned the commission about before the Chiesa fight, correct?
No, it's a real move. It's a real move. It's no bullshit. It's a real move. And
I mean, here's what I'll say about that. If he told me about it, I would say it's bullshit. You being a black belt in jiu-jitsu and a human killing machine, if you're telling me it's legit, then I'm not really in a position to argue, I guess. I am going to stop right there and just say I love Diego. I trust his martial arts, but Fabia's brain hold on him, I definitely do not believe that his death touch move is a real thing, because I've heard it's like a stone cold Steve Austin like neck drop or something. Let's continue.
I never learned anything like this move. It's a real combat move where you put the neck in a compromised position, and basically if the dude tries to fight out of it, he could break his own neck. Like you know what I mean? It's not like you're trying to break the neck, but if the dude tries to fight the wrong way, he could break his own neck.
Okay, well, next time we're in person, you need to show me how to do that shit.
I'll show you the move for sure. And so I told him, I said, put him in the move, I said, just show him the fucking move, because you got to feel it, or you're not going to believe it. It's one of those things, you ain't gonna believe it unless you feel it, unless you're putting it. And so Josh put him in the move in the fucking patio at the Twin Peaks parking lot in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And he freaked out, bro. He freaked out and he went for a jumping, flying triangle in the patio. And the metal steel chair that they were sitting on, like all their weight went down and it blew out Fabia's knee. And I took Fabia to the hospital that night. I did. And he had an ACL, an MCL, a PCL. All his ligaments were blown. And on top of that, his tibia had splintered and he had internal bleeding.
Wait. His tibia splintered?
Yeah, no.
All right, so let me stop here. So when I heard this story, I had nothing to go on except for Diego's story. Now, let him finish because it's like part of this is actually true, but the part that's not true is his leg was 100% not broken. He did tear leg, or we're going to look at the medical records. So we're going to see exactly what his injury was. But the funniest part is what he told Diego afterwards about his broken leg. And then I'm going to show you his actual medical records because he's a complete fucking liar as usual. But watch this.
The bone splintered.
I don't remember ever seeing him
walking
around in like a big cast.
And so, yeah. And so I was like, all right, I'm not your babysitter. You have an assistant. He had an assistant, Rebecca Hidalgo, who was his.
That's the fucking chick from the video last week, by the way. The one where I was like, who the fuck is this bitch? That's her, Rebecca.
Assistant. And I was like, well, I guess I'm fucked. I don't got a training coach I don't got a trainer for this camp. I left him at the hospital and I remember they were prepping him for emergency surgery. And then they basically like kicked him out of the hospital and like, you got to get insurance and come back. And so I was like, I let him go and I was like, I can't babysit this guy. I got 5 weeks and I got to prepare for Jake Matthews. I was like, you got your assistant. I ain't babysitting you. And I dropped him off. I took him to the mountain and I dropped him off. And I was preparing to do the count myself. And all of a sudden he knocked on my door and he walked up and he was walking. And I was like, well, what's up with your knee? And he's like, I did what I had to do to heal myself. And so I'm like, I'm basically witnessing a fucking miracle.
I'm going to stop you there just for a second. So I have to at least propose that it's possible that he had not actually torn any ligaments in his knee and that he had not shattered his tibia and that he did not have internal bleeding and that he's completely full of shit.
Yeah. That could be a possibility.
All right,
too.
so we're gonna stop there.
Whatever happened, it all went down.
We're gonna stop right there. Okay, so we are going to fact check everybody involved in this story. Okay, we're gonna fact check everybody. We're also gonna see what Fabia did with the police after that, right? Because Fabia definitely pressed charges, definitely pressed felony charges against the dude. He put him into a neck breaker move. And when the dude defended himself, he tried to go for a flying triangle, whatever, and then Fabia got hurt, he pressed felony charges against him, okay? So we got one thing, remember in the last one with the text messages? Hey, little rat boy. Hey, rat boy. Hey, who's a rat now? Guess you don't know for sure that Joshua is the one who filed the assault charge. It could have been the police that just went there and they're like, we need to file charges. Oh, wait, never mind. Email from School of Self-Awareness to the police department. Hello, I filed an assault report with you yesterday. My case number is blah, blah, blah. Can you email me a copy of the report once it is completed? Thank you, Joshua Fabia. Ooh, how's that taste, dude? Oh, who's a rat now? And lastly, this is probably the last that we'll do for this video. I got so much more stuff, but I think this is probably enough for this video. We'll follow up next week. But for this one, so in a lot of cases, when you're looking at the things that are in this file, which were 100% all compiled by Joshua Fabia, as you will see as I continue to show you all of these, because all of them are meant to like make Diego look bad, make Josh look good, or make him look like a victim. So what you have here is you have the proof that he had a knee injury, right? So here is what you have. I was admitted to the hospital for left knee injury, left collateral ligament injury, and a posterior cruciate whatever ligament injury. Procedures and tests I had done, MRI and placement of a Bledsoe brace. Okay, and then it's like your activity, no weight bearing, medications, blah, 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 contact information, yada, yada. So you want to know what we don't have? You want to know what we don't have? Is the results of the MRI. So, given that I have every other thing, and the fact that he walked up to Diego's house, I did what I had to do. I healed myself. Diego's all, it's a miracle. I'm like, or he wasn't injured. Yeah. So if anybody's ever had a ligament injury, which lucky for everybody involved, I have inside the last 18 months. So I know exactly how this goes. Hurt your ligament. Okay. You go to the doctor, you go to the orthopedic surgeon and you go, listen, I think I hurt my thing. And they go, all right, let's order you an MRI and get you some whatever. And then you go and you get your MRI done, and then you find out if you're actually injured. And unfortunately for Josh, we don't have the results. I would imagine had they been a torn ACL, MCL, PCL, all of those things, something tells me we would have that documentation. But all we have is proof that the MRI was ordered. So I have a feeling that he didn't have a splint. Well, we know he didn't have a splintered leg. Okay, that's a complete lie. And I think that ligaments were probably cool. So throw another shrimp on the Barbie of lies that this clown little shit told to Diego. I love doing this more than anything. God, this is so fun, dude. So anyway, expect more videos coming. That's probably enough for today. And, fuck you, Fabia. This is what you get when you fuck with the MMA community members, especially a Hall of Famer like Diego Sanchez.